Hi, it's Thad with Willowway Nursery in Avon, Ohio. It's June 24th. Here to talk a little bit today about growing degree days. It's 12:26 here in Avon. We're quickly rising, coming off of last week where we had temperatures in the 90s all week. We had a really big push. Some of the indicator plants that are coming on here right now is Rosa Sharon at 1350. So we're about 100 degree days, but it's only going to take us a day or two to really get. By the end of this week, we'll be into it. And you can see the plants really don't know, but we already got the first blooms, and that's really the indicator. That also is indicator for second generation egg hatch of pine needle scale. So that's something you should be looking for if it's in your crops, in the field, something as growers we're watching for. The other thing is spotted lanternfly at 1247, we'll just say 1250 for easy. The predicted first emergence of that. So you'll want to be looking at Tree of Heaven as a plant that they go to pretty heavily. But the adult emergence is important. That's where they hitchhike and they travel onto things. So it's known to travel along rail lines. It's known to hitchhike on campers, things like that. So you really want to be on the watch for it. It's very colorful. They crawl up and down the plants. They've got a gray coloration to them with black spots, but when disturbed, they've got that kind of bright red orange color underneath. So you can look it up, see some pictures on the websites, spotted lanternfly. So something to just be aware of. It's something that's regulated, and it's a new and emerging pest. It's important that everybody's on the lookout for it. Some of the other things we're doing here at the nursery right now, it's really about maintenance of the plants and maintaining water. So water is hugely important in the summer heat as we go forward. We're watering with what we call 2 sets, so 2 times per day. Most of our plants are getting water. There are some stuff that's only getting 1 set. That would be newer canning that maybe is lightly rooted, that's staying wet longer, or as it develops and gets a little more older, where your root holding capacity of your soil, the soil holding capacity, because there's more roots there, you can't hold as much water as the plant needs to make it through a day in a containerless or a soilless media. So sometimes we're stretching it out to having a 3rd set as well, really depending on what's going on. The other thing that you need to worry about this time of year is just what the plant's telling you. If you start to see the tops crooking or leaves curling on the plant, you want to check for water. But it's also important, some people have a tendency to want to overwater this time of year. So really watch what you're doing with the water. Pull the pod off and see how your water is going through the pot. If it's wilting, but you have moisture in the media, then you need to run a cooling watering. So that would just be a few minutes, maybe 3 minutes-ish of cold water to kind of cool the foliage, bring the humidity back up around the plant, and that'll help get it out. We call it here a syringe. You can have lots of different names for it, but basically what you're trying to do is bring the humidity up and cool the temperature down a little bit on the foliage, just to get it through those afternoons. Today, it's a little bit humid. We don't have the higher temperatures. Syringes are kind of, some things need it, some things don't really. But last week we had to run syringes all week or you'll get scorch on the plants. The other thing with water management this time of year is running too high of water. What we can do is flush all the fertilizer through the pot, and we can start to see yellowing in plants. And if we do that, we know we need to back the water back down because we're watering too heavy.